And here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Lenny, and this is Big Girls Really Do Cry. And welcome to the Banish bin. Woohoo! And also, welcome to my lovely guest over here. Over here. So
Right.
this is Jordan. If you're you're looking behind you, like for who the lovely guest is. So this is Jordan, who is also known as 1994Clapham.
Yeah, I was
That's right.
Clapham
And
coins,
you
wasn't
were,
I, for a bit?
yeah,
That was
Clapham
before.
coins.
That's before I started my reselling journey. I was
Yes.
coin collecting.
So if you're not aware, Jordan has a YouTube channel, and he is just a couple of subscribers short of 200. So I have put his link
Oh,
in the
thanks.
bottom in the description. So if you aren't subscribed to Jordan, please quickly, while we're just doing the introduction bit, go over and subscribe and get him over that 200, because that would be cool.
Thank
Um,
you.
so if you've never been to Banishment before, I'll explain a little bit. Um, Basically, the Banish bin is kind of like Room 101. So if you're from the UK, you might be aware of that. If not, I have basically given Jordan 8 different categories, and in each category, he has to pick 3 separate things that he would like to banish forever, basically. But not only does he have to pick them, he has to tell us why. And then once he's made his 3 things and tell us why, then I look at those 3 things. I decide if there's anything I want to save from those 3 things, which I'm allowed to save one of those 3 things.
Did you say
Um,
8 categories?
yeah.
Let me just double check. Because I've got them on my phone and then I've written them down on a piece of paper. So let me just check.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm missing one on the piece of paper, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
All right. Well, you can look back on your phone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine. So yeah, so 8 categories, and then he chooses the 3 things, he puts them forward with his argument for each one as to why they should be banished. I then decide whether I would like to save one, and then I hand it over to the side chat, who chooses which of the 2 remaining, or 3 if I don't choose anyone, that he doesn't that you want to banish. So you have the overall decision in the side chat, basically. Um, I thought the rules were that Looney gave a topic and that you
Right.
had to talk as long as possible. That was just your rules, Stephen. I just kept that for you. um, is that Annie there?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can see her. Jordan has got the most gorgeous dog called Annie, who's a Dalmatian. You may just spot her. Just get her. Just spot her. Annie, you won't hear me, will you? Because you've got headphones on.
Yeah, because the speaker on the laptop doesn't work. I don't know why.
No, she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There you go. Oh, look at that face. Now that face says you need to go over to Jordan and subscribe. That's what that face said. So the link's in the bottom. Quickly go over and subscribe. Get him over that 200. Um, Annie says you can't deny Annie, can there? I mean, how where? That's
Oh.
just like evil.
Well,
Anyway, I shall say a few hellos and we will get
mhm.
started. Um, Hi Sylvia. Hi Sharon. Hi Stephen. Hi Neil. Hi Chris. Hi Jilly. Speaking of Jilly, it'll be Jilly's turn next week. She's doing it next week. So, yeah, hope you're looking forward to it, Jilly. I will give you the categories tomorrow. Um, Hi, Chrissy. And Jilly saying, I love Jordan's channel. So,
Oh,
there you
thanks.
go. Stephen says it brings out the Cruella in me.
Oh. We went to a fancy dress party the other day, on Sunday, and I was going to go as Cruella and take Annie with me, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I left till last minute, so I just got the Halloween costumes out and just went as Skeleton instead.
All right. Oh, that would be a cool idea. Should do it next time.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave. Dave's just flyby visit. He said, just a flyby, busy, up early tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. Chris Tyler has just subbed to you, so no, at least
Oh, thank you.
you're a little bit nearer.
Yes.
And thank you, Susan. She has shared the channel for you and the link there.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
All right, so we'll get started, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So the first category I gave you was things people do.
Okay. So on my list, like all of these categories, I found it quite hard to find three. Like I could just about do two, but then I had to do like some serious thinking to get like a third one for each one. So the first two tend to be like relating to me or my partner or our life or wherever. So the first one is when you go food shopping and people put food or items in the basket or trolley without looking at the actual price first. It
Right.
absolutely does my head in because my partner just because he wants it, he picks it up and just puts it in. I'm like, there's like alternatives there which are much cheaper, and 9 times out of 10 he picks the most expensive like option as well. And so because I'm really thrifty with like with anything,
Yeah.
whether it's food shop or anything, um, and he never looks at the price and it just does my head in.
So like, obviously you can go along and he's putting like, I don't know, a steak in, say, or whatever in that's like £5 when you can get 2 pack for 3 or something. That
Yeah. So I end up like shopping twice because I end up taking it out of the basket and then getting the cheaper version.
so he kind of shops with just his eyes in the sense that
Yeah,
looks nice.
yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
bad.
definitely. And he tends to go to Waitrose as well, which I'm not a fan of because it is expensive. And he goes on his own, because I refuse to shop there, and it's expensive anyway there, and he doesn't even look at the prices. I know he doesn't look at the prices. He's even admitted he doesn't look for
Yeah.
prices, and he just buys it because he wants it. But yeah.
Yeah. Apparently you've gone over 200 subs, so that's really good.
Oh,
But
yay.
anyone else wants to go along, please go and click it down below after the
Somebody said,
thing.
I hope you don't mean banish the partner. Yeah, he can go in as well if he wants.
Yeah. Hi, Jason. Um, where is Jordan from? And then a few people said Wales, and he says, I thought he sounded familiar. I do believe you are quite near Sharon, actually, because she lives near Lex, and you live near Lex, don't you, somewhere?
Yeah. So I'm from Bridgend, where Lex is from as well. So I live like by MacArthur Glen, in a little town, well-known town, like a village called Sarn. But I currently live in Pontyclean, which is a little bit further away, like more towards Cardiff.
Right, I think Sharon's somewhere over there now. I know that much. Um, okay. Hi, Mark. Long time no see. Haven't seen you for a while. Okay, so your second choice.
Okay, so my second choice again is relating to my partner, so maybe he should just go in the bin, right? Is when people or my partner stuffs things in the kitchen bin until it's overflowing and they don't change the bin. Like they wait until somebody else changes it.
So not changing the bin.
Yeah, and not only like not changing it, they just continue to put it in until it's just like overflowing or until
Yeah,
like if it is overflowing, he'll just put it on the side, like
yeah,
next to the
but not
bin on the
change the
counter.
bin.
Yeah, and not change the bin.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. Hey.
Jason saying, Jordan, did I see you on Bargain Hunt?
Yeah, you did, unfortunately.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Not unfortunately, you were really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but
I
we
mean,
didn't
it's a shame
win.
we lost, but you were really good.
Yeah. With our three-legged stool.
You 3-legged stool,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was my
The
partner's
you
fault
being of
again.
your life.
Yeah.
Hi, Elaine. Okay, and so the last one of things people do, is this something your partner does by any chance?
No, it's not actually. But this one I had to like really think because I couldn't think of anything else. But I just went back to the time where I worked in retail, So it's and it happens quite a lot. When you're queuing in a shop, there's like 10 tills, but there's only 2 people serving. There's a really long queue. There's other people behind the till, like workers, staff, but they're not actually serving. They're doing like little tiny jobs behind the till,
Yeah.
and like it'd be much like efficient for all the staff to go on the tills. Like when I used to work in retail, we used to have this like buzzer go off like when the queue was like more than 3 people, so
Uh-huh.
everyone had to run to the tills, staff wise, and then serve everyone until the queue had gone. And then when the queue had gone, you can go and do the little jobs, which all these people do behind the till when there's like a massive queue.
Yeah.
Just annoys me.
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so going through those separate things. I've never had the sort of, well, actually, I have had the people who pick up things and put in the trolley and don't look at the price. As in, my kids have done that in the past when they were younger. Like they've done that. I'm like, no, you're not getting that. My son used to try and fly things in. I'm sure he was just like, if I just put it under the potatoes, she'll not notice. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Um, but yeah, if you're trying to be thrifty and whatever, and like trying to sort of make sure that your shopping doesn't come to 300 quid when
Mm.
you know you only need it for a couple of days and there's only 2 of you.
Can I just give
then
you an example of that? Right.
yeah.
We went to Sunday lunch at my partner's grandparents a couple of weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, and he bought some beef at a local farm shop.
Oh, you're back.
Did
You
I go?
froze for a second there.
Oh,
I heard you went to your partner's for Sunday lunch, and then
yeah. So his grandparents for Sunday lunch. So he went to the shop to get some beef. And he just said like we'll have some to the butcher in this local farm shop. We'll have some beef, this one, enough to like serve 4 people. Didn't ask the price, anything like that, and it came up to like 80 something pound.
what
Yeah,
kind
and
of
then
beef was up to serve 4
but when he
people?
got cause when he got to the till, then he realised obviously because they asked him £89, and he like felt like really awkward to say like no, I don't want it because like they've cut it, but luckily his nan paid anyway. But
Jeez.
yeah, it's expensive, right? Like this is the sort of stuff he does, and he bought it because he felt embarrassed to go and take it back to the butcher and say, "Can you just cut a little bit more off?"
Yeah. No, but if like you've asked the butcher for to serve 4, I mean, what
Yeah,
kind of beef was it? Like, you know what I mean?
God knows.
Is it
Like
gold plated? Yeah.
yeah, or
It's
this bay salt one where he like
Jason and
sprinkles.
Jason and Sharon said they'd want the whole cow for that.
Yeah, I know. I'd want to
Yeah,
live in.
definitely. That's mental.
Yeah,
Um,
but luckily his nan paid for it though. But because obviously we were going there for Sunday lunch.
yeah. I
But
bet you
yeah,
that was the most expensive Sunday lunch she was treating you to.
yeah, she asked us to take the price off before we took her over because his granddad would have gone nuts.
Yeah. Stephen said, but did they open an extra till to take his £89?
I don't know. I wasn't there. If I was there, I wouldn't have let him pay for it.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah,
okay. Hi, Joan, by the way, and anyone else who's coming. So yeah, I totally agree. Like not checking what the price is madness. And obviously, you know, and you've got to come to the end, you've got to pay for it. If you're not working it out. Like I can't go into a supermarket without going, right, that's that add that to that. And I have to add the price up in my head a little bit.
mm,
Like even if it's just like if something's, you know, 80 pence, I'll just stick a quid, you know, in my head and just do
yeah.
like sort of
You
rough
round it up.
total. Yeah, I'll just round it up as a rough total. I can't go shopping without doing that, you know what I mean? And I always look at the price to see if it's worth it for me personally, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
yeah, I totally have to agree with you in that sense. Um, the not changing the bin thing, yeah, that would really annoy me. It's like going, it's like when they put like someone putting the empty milk carton back or the empty cereal box back or having like a tiny dribble of like milk in the bottom that's not even enough for a cup of
Yeah,
tea,
or
but they put it
ketchup or
back.
something,
Uh,
or an empty bottle of ketchup.
yeah, or empty bottle or
Yeah.
anything like that, and then put it back where it was, like instead of putting it in the bin because
Mm.
maybe the bin was like overflowing. You know what I mean? And it's just like so frustrating. And like as you said, not change in the bag, and it doesn't matter how much, they'll squish it down if they have to, or they'll put it on the bench and they'll not do it or whatever. But yeah, totally agree with you. And then again, being in like obviously a shop, and when the shop's really busy, and then having people who are behind the till or just even nearby the till who work for the company but are like faffing about essentially,
Mm.
which maybe those faffing about needs to be done, but it can be done when it's not busy, as you said. So
Mm.
yeah, get more people in. If you've got a queue of 10 people and one person serving, and then that's going to get more and more in it. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So yeah. Um. So I'm not going to save any of those. So I'm going to let the chat decide. So if you want to banish people who don't check the price first, I'm just going to say in any kind of shopping situation.
Mm-hmm.
So people who don't check the price first, just put price. Um, Not changing the bin, even if it's like majorly overflowing, just put bin. Or not serving when there's a huge queue and just faffing about, put queue. So either banish, if you want to banish people who don't check the prices, type price. People who don't change the bins, type bin. Or not serving when there's a really big queue, type queue. Right, let's have a look. I think, yeah, Jason says he hates it when you get something with the yellow reduced sticker on it and they try and charge you full price. They always do it to me when the queue is full. Yeah, I've had that happen as well because you expect it to be okay. Hi, Kath. All right, so we'll see how many. Hi, Cherry. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's the bin. Not changing the bin when it's overflowing.
Cool.
Right.
The bin is
Okay.
going in the bin.
The bin is going in the bin. Yeah. Hi Neil. All right. Next one is famous people.
Okay. The first two people I have are basically the same reasons. So the first person is Keith Lemon, Lee Francis.
Keith Lemon, so his real name is Lee Francis, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just can't stand him. He's not funny. Like, he's offensive. Like, especially his like bow selector one.
Yeah.
Those were really offensive, weren't they? He's just cringe. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
Any show, any character he plays, any like TV show he's on, like I don't know why. I just don't like him. He just annoys me.
Yeah. Right. And so who's the second one?
So the second one is Russell Brand, and it's the same reason he's not funny. Like he's very like intelligent, but he's like he always then says something stupid just to like make me not like him. And like
Yeah.
didn't he like divorce or like mention divorce over text to like Katy Perry? Like who even does that? Like I think he texts her like saying like we're
I'm
on
not
a
sure. I
divorce or
never saw
something.
that, but
Like but I don't really know why I don't like those two guys. I just don't like them. They just annoy me. I don't have any like specific reason. Like
yeah,
they just annoy me. And then the third option is Posh Spice.
posh
Um,
spice.
yeah, she's just always depressing. Like she always looks depressed, always. And like she's practically a millionaire. She has David Beckham as a husband. She has like kids, like nice house, everything, and she just always looks depressed. Like
Hmm.
why?
She does have a bit of a slapdash look, like a bit sort of what's the word? Resting bitch face. She has a resting bitch
Yeah,
face.
yeah, yeah.
What's the word?
She does.
Um, Susan says, "Ah, leave Josh alone because he was pushed by something."
Yeah.
Yeah, she does just have a poor resting bitch face. I don't think I get what you're saying though. She does look miserable. She does.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
And
but I
she
think
is
it's just
actually known for it as well. Like she's the
yeah.
miserable
But
spice.
I suppose we don't know what's
Yeah, yeah,
behind
true,
closed doors. I guess.
true. But she's been like forever. Like just smile now and then. Like
Yeah,
even if it's a fake smile, just smile.
yeah, true. Maybe that. Yeah, maybe she is depressed, as Cass just pointed out. But maybe she is. Maybe that's a poker face, as into the world face. That's the way she presents herself.
Mm,
So she doesn't give anything away. So she doesn't show anything. Maybe
I suppose.
that's how she has to be. I don't know. Okay, so starting with Keith Lemon. Um, yeah, I get what you mean. He's very cringe. He's very over the top. He's
Hmm.
very the old guy, the old kind of comedy who when they used to do jokes about like the mother-in-law and slapping the arse, slapping someone on the arse, or I don't know, like sort of old style comedy. He reminds us a bit of that, but he's a bit full on.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
Like I've only known him from like Bo Selector, and like the Through the Keyhole thing, which he was just cringe and just not funny
yeah,
on there. And the Keith Lemon show and the movie and things like that. Like,
he's kind of very like over the top and like a
mm.
bit sort of like I love Miriam Margolyes.
Oh, I
Do
love
you know
her.
Miriam? Absolutely love her, right? But she comes out with things that you wouldn't expect someone of her to say.
Yeah,
Like,
I
and
think she gets away with it because of her age.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
and she's not bothered and whatever. But when she does it, it's not creepy. It's not. It's not like
it's
anything
kind of
like that.
natural, isn't it? Like, I don't think she
Yeah, it's
plans
like
it. Like,
totally natural. It's just
he
total.
scripts everything.
Yeah,
Like
but when Keith Lemon does something like that, it's kind of
mm,
creepy.
he wants to be
Kind,
funny and he's not.
yeah, it's kind of a little bit perverted-ish, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, because didn't
Um,
he yeah, like Fern Cotton and Holly, wasn't it? Like they used to be on the game show with him,
yeah,
and he used to
yeah,
like say like weird comments and things
yeah.
like
He used to
like
make
just
like sort of
cringe.
sexual comments and things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I totally agree on the whole Keith Lemon thing, and he was kind of like, it's just he became too too big, like as in
Mm.
for what, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. Then we're moving on to Russell Brand. He's like he's so airy fairy, like it's just unreal. Like
He's very intelligent though, but
he, he knows a lot of stuff, but then you can be intelligent and not have an ounce of common sense. And if you've got no
mm,
common sense, like you know what I mean, like it just it. I find it hard when you come across someone who's intelligent that has no common sense because it sort of I don't know.
it's
It's
one or the other.
yeah, it's kind of an odd one, and it it just it it make it. I don't know. I just find them a bit. I don't know, extreme. You know what I mean? He's like
Mm.
extreme and over the top, and his beliefs and stuff. I don't believe what he believes, if that makes sense. So that makes something really hard, I guess. I mean, I don't know. His relationships were like, or who he was within those relationships. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
yeah, he. I don't know.
But
He
yeah,
just
but I
seems
remember
to
like
got
around
a bit
about
of
the
a
time around the time they were having the divorce, like it was in the papers and things that like the divorce came about because he texted her like
Yeah.
about having a divorce. Like, who does that?
Like, he comes across a bit of a righteous twat to me, like a bit of,
Mm,
you know what I mean?
mm,
Anyway, so obviously I'm not saving any of them two. And then we'll move on to Posh Spice. I don't know. I get what you're saying, and I don't know why her face always looks like that. But like, maybe it is just maybe that is her practice face in public. So in the sense of like, it gives nothing away, which it
mm,
doesn't. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't show anything or whatever, like within what's happening. And she doesn't bother me in any sense enough to like want rid of her, I guess. So, but she doesn't. Well, I don't like her in any enough for the sense either to save her. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So I'm gonna let the chat decide it anyway. Um, I have a feeling she won't end up in the bin, but you never know. You never know. So if you want to banish Keith Lemon or Lee, whatever his name is, we'll just call him Keith Lemon because it's easier.
Yeah.
Type Lemon. If you want to banish Russell Brand, type Brand. Then if you want to banish Posh Spice, type Posh. Hi Paula. Hi Pat. Um, right, we'll see. We'll see what people decide. There's a few brands,
Yeah.
a couple of lemons,
Oh, there's some poshes as well.
and a few buttons. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to count. They just like to make me count, you know. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 for lemon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for posh. And 1, 2, 3. 4. So it looks like it's Keith Lemon.
Good.
Keith Lemon is
Good
out.
choice.
Okay. All right, moving on. Next one. It is the category of the next category is song. Couldn't get that word out, could I? So, what is your first song?
Okay, so the first one is um football's coming home because
Well,
obviously it didn't come home. And I think it's just well I was in England. We were in um oh what's the place with all the lakes? You're like up north.
near the where?
Lake District, right?
Oh, the
We were
Lake District.
we were we were in the Lake District, just like a weekend break, and everyone was like singing "The Football's Coming Home," and it was the weekend like the final was,
Mm,
and I just found them all just to be like cocky when they were singing it. Like it hasn't like, and the British are always like cocky when it comes to like football and sports and things like that. Like we're gonna win and that. But like other
mm,
countries, they're never like that. They just like I think anyway they just enjoy the game, and if they win they win. But like England always like I don't know, just very competitive. Like I don't know, is that might be a good thing? I don't know, but I just think
okay.
they're just it's just a cocky song, isn't it? Like football's coming home. Well, it didn't today. Now you look like a twat.
All right, and the next one,
The next one is Baby Shark because
right?
it just gets stuck in my head and everyone was playing it, even like full-grown adults. I thought then the craze like died down a bit, and then my sister decides to have a baby, and now she's like 1, and now she's obsessed with the song, and it's like resurfaced, and it's constantly being played at my mum's house. It's just so annoying. It's like Crazy Frog of like the 21st century.
Yeah. Okay, so then your last choice?
My last choice is mainly because I can't do the dance which goes with it, and that's Casper Slide. And I know the song, it tells you what to do, but I can't dance like to save my life. So even if you tell me what to do, I can't do it.
That's not really dancing, though, is it? The Casper Slide.
But I always end up doing it wrong. Like,
what you do the jumps on the slide bits and the
yeah, literally, like, and then everyone's like facing. I'm the like gym instructor or something. Like, it's just I've never done it right once in my life.
Okay, let's go through these. Right, I'm gonna start with Baby Shark. Right, I'm gonna come back to the football's coming on bit. So I'm gonna start with Baby Shark. I agree. It was annoying. It got to the point that it was ridiculous. It was everywhere, and it did your head in. Hello, Susan will regret that. Susan loves this song, so you might be hearing from our lawyers. If she's got any, I'm just saying. But yeah, I personally think it did get a bit far. You know what I mean? It like you said, Crazy Frog did my head in. I wanted to choke the little thing. Yeah, so not great. The Cha-Cha Slide, or the Casper Slide, or whatever you want to call it, it was the bloke named Casper, I think he was, wasn't he? I loved that song because it reminded us of the kids, because it was when the kids were young. So I remember Laura doing it with Laura. So like, you know, and stuff like that. Like, but it did get to the point where, all right, done now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's
because how many times did they do it? Like in the whole song?
Yeah, like, and I think it was that like
can't even do it once.
Yeah, and I think every sort of dance teacher / exercise class teacher did a version, didn't there? And it was like, you know what I mean? They were like, as you said, at the front of the class doing that kind of version. But I do have positive memories. I have to come back to football's coming home, because this is the home of football. And
you're not going to save it, are you?
Oh, damn right, I'm going to save it. I am a football fan, as I mean, have said. It's not cockiness; it's passion, right? We'll just get that out there. And other teams do it as well. So like other countries do it and whatever. It's just probably because you were there at the time that you saw it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I know that everyone said, "Oh, it didn't come home" and stuff like that. It's like when we're getting near, it's just a thing that's said, even though it's never happened to us for a long time. When you get like near to the possibility of things like that happening, it sort of comes up. It's like we're in the playoffs, so we've got a chance of going to Wembley, right?
It's kind of like jinxing it, like you've got that far, and then you say, "Oh yeah, it's coming home, football's coming home," and then like
yeah, I think it's just like an excitement. It's just a passion of it. It's not really like it's not really like, it's not done in like a cocky way. It's just because we're happy and we're excited and we're sort of getting in with the moment, as it were. And like I said, we're in the middle of a playoff like thing, which means that so at the minute it's like, you know, we'll probably be singing, we're going to Wembley at the match on Friday, and we've got like two matches to go yet. So, but it's just that sort. It's instilling that positiveness. It's instilling that, like, belief in our team and love for the football that we have. So yes, I have to save it, I'm afraid. So I have saved that, which means that the chat can then decide between baby shark. So if you want to banish baby shark, type shark, and if you want to banish the cha-cha slide, type slide. So we shall see. Yeah, a lot of people are like that, Jason, and you, Cherry, that they watch when England plays. They don't have a team, but they get into the passion of the group, and a lot of people do the same with rugby or other things like that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like if they're like, I suppose for the Olympics and that, whether it be like I don't know what's that bowling thing on ice. What's it called? Bowling on ice. It sounds.
I know what you mean, but I don't
I
know what
can't
it's
think of it.
called.
It's gone in my head. Well, like
It's
most
got like
people
a
wouldn't.
handle, isn't it?
Yeah, most people wouldn't
Yeah.
watch that at all. But if England are playing and they're in the final, or yes, thanks, Susan, the curling.
Oh, curling. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the word.
like then they end up watching it because it's kind of just like, you know, getting behind your team, whether it be England or whatever your team is, Wales, Scotland, whatever. Anyway, I need to go and count this because there'll be a lot of
There was a lot.
there's never mind. There's just a lot of Susan sliding along in here. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I don't know why Jordan's gone. He's knocked off his. I don't know if you can hear us, Jordan, but it says your device is not connected. Oh, I think you're back now. Not that one can see you.
I don't know what's going on.
I kind of see you. It's just black. 1. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It's Baby Shark, I'm afraid. Oh, I'm just talking. Yeah, so Baby Shark has been binned. Can you hear us, Jordan?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you, just can't see you. Your screen's turned totally black.
I don't know why. Because it says it's on.
Well, I mean, if we can hear, that's good, at least.
It's a bit
We can
weird.
continue. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I'll try and do it while we talk.
no bother. Right, okay, moving
So
on.
which one went in the bin? Sorry.
Baby Shark.
Cool.
I had to decipher between the extra votes that were there because there were quite a few extra votes. So it took us a bit of working out. Anyway, moving on to the next category. Things people say.
Okay. So my first one on my piece of paper I've got is when people refer to my weight. So they say like, where'd you put it all after I've eaten a meal, or I wish I had your metabolism. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
from experience, from like my point of view, no, you don't, because yeah, it's very hard for me personally to put on weight.
Yeah,
And I suppose it works both ways as well, where people lose weight, and people may say similar things to them.
yeah.
But yeah, but it's just like I just don't think it's appropriate.
So it's like pointing out, oh, your little thumbnail thing's come
Yeah,
back.
I press stop cam and then I put it back
And
on,
then,
but
yeah,
it's
but you
still
just,
black. I don't know why.
hmm. I suppose in those comments to you, um, if it's difficult for you to gain weight, then it must like feel like having that constantly picked up, where even if it's just a case of like someone's jealous because they don't burn it that quick or whatever, for them personally, putting how they feel about them on you is not fair. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I totally.
it is mostly like jealousy.
Yeah,
And I
because
find
they.
this like older people as well tend to say it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
because
yeah,
obviously, I mean, I've obviously struggled in the other way with it, but
sure.
like I can also understand someone who I know I had a friend who she was very slim and she struggled to put any weight on and she wanted to put weight on.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But couldn't. And she had, I think,
Mm.
similar.
On my back.
You're back.
I just changed the definition.
Oh, you changed the definition.
Yeah, so it was standard, but now I've changed it. Ooh, is it gone again?
You just it's like the camera's gone off again.
Oh, why? So yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully it'll
but
stay.
I can understand that. Anyway, what's your second choice?
So my second one is when you meet somebody new. Am I frozen? I'm frozen on
Uh,
my end.
yeah, you are a little
Um,
bit, but I can hear
don't
you.
worry. So yeah, so when you meet somebody new, and then they automatically assume that you know somebody with something which is associated with you. So because I'm Welsh, if I meet somebody and they know that I'm Welsh, they're like, "Oh, do you know so and so?" I'm like, "No," because like I'm from like South Wales. That person like could be anywhere in Wales. There's
Yeah,
like thousands of
yeah,
people living in Wales, and like again, like if they find out that I'm gay, "Oh, do you know so and so? He's gay." I'm like, "He probably lives in Scotland." Like,
because someone else is gay that they assume
yeah,
you would
you
know
know them.
everybody who's
Yeah,
gay.
it's like asking you, like, do you know so and so because they live in Sunderland? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah. Style says, "Do you know Tom Jones?"
no, but James's grandparents used to live next door to him.
Oh, see, there's a connection.
Yeah,
There's a connection.
yeah.
Um, People who assume you know everyone where you live
Something associated with you,
or
like,
something associated
yeah,
with you. Yeah, like you've got blue eyes. Do you know such and such? They've got blue eyes.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm, my camera's frozen on like a very like weird angle.
it could have been worse. Could have been worse. Oh, you're back
There you
again.
go. This is low definition. Do I look different? It's a bit blue.
Bit more of like a watercolory sort of like
It's
thing.
low definition. Maybe it's my internet. I don't know.
Yeah. Susan says, but you do know Lex.
Yeah, I know Lex. That's via YouTube.
Kat
Not
says, but everyone does know Lainey. Not the well, if they
and
do,
then
I don't know them, you know what I mean?
number three.
Hmm.
Again, like I those two like I kind of like thought myself, and then the third one I had to really think like over the weekend because I didn't have anything. Um, so when people ask you like how's work going, and they
Mm.
know what you do, and your job is like the same day in day out, like
Yeah.
what, and they don't really care how work's going.
Yeah, it's just
Just small
it's
talk,
small talk conversation.
like yeah, like just I just hate small talk anyway. But like this is and like they ask you. There's some people ask you that question like every time they see you. How's work? Like I work in like I used to work in retail. Like retail
Yeah.
is always the same. You're just serving people. Like it's just busy. Like it's shit. Same shit, different day. Like Stop asking me.
Right.
Sharon says I'm in a fish tank.
Yeah. Jordan is baby shark.
Oh god. Oh dear.
Okay. So going through them, as I did say quite a bit on the weight issue thing or anything related to that, I think it's unfair on both sides, whether you're overweight or whether, whatever your body is, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? People shouldn't make assumptions, you know what I mean? But I really do think that when people do say that, it's more on their own thing, but they're putting that on you, which is
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They don't like intentionally like want to say anything
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. They
But
don't realize that it's upsetting to you because they're just like thinking in a probably way they think it's a positive because
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what
They
I
do.
mean.
They do.
But it isn't to you. You know what I mean? And so they should just need to you know, just don't say anything. It would be the best option. You know what I mean? That would be the best option. So I agree. I'm not gonna speak on that. Save that. I mean, um. So moving on to but I can't read my own writing. I don't know why I'd rather writing things down. People who assume they know you because of association. So if someone is, if you say, "Oh, I'm gay," and then they say, "Oh, such and such is gay. Do you know them?" And then you say, "Oh, no. Well, where do they live?" And they go, "Ah, Scotland." Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, he's jumped off again. Um, might be better to like just leave it without his camera. I'm with you, Stephen. I absolutely love small talk, but I know a lot of people struggle with it. But I can talk about any sort of shite of any sort, so that's usually why, which is cool. Um, I know a lot of people do it, and a lot of people struggle with small talk. Huh. I don't know. He's still saying at the bottom device is not connected, so I can't add him back until it says it is. Oh, he's disappeared completely now. I'm assuming he'll come back. Well, hopefully he will anyway. And I'll just hold on. Down with the small talk, waste of time and effort. I love small talk. His bottom device isn't connected. No, that's not what I said. Don't be twisting me words, man. Don't be twisting me words. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Guessing not. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe you're better if your internet is struggling with the camera side of things. Maybe you'd be better just to leave your camera off. Oh, you just went off. Um, I don't know if you can hear us, Jordan, but maybe try your phone. You know, you were saying earlier on about trying your phone. Maybe just do that. Might be easier. Uh, who's agreeing? What is it saying? I hear people asking questions for the sake of it with absolutely no interest in the answer. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You're just going to restart. Right. No worries, Jordan. That's fine. And there's no need to be sorry. Totally fine. Um, we'll just wait for Jordan to come back and I'll read what you're saying. Something's turned the kettle on in Wales and everything's crashed. Yeah. Susan, what exactly is small talk? Discuss. um, think his partner heard his choices for the first round and unplugged him. It's quite possible. You put the radiator on. It was your fault, was it? I don't think I had my hair washed today because this bit looks greasy as hell. Do you know what? All I've been thinking about today is where I'm going to go. I don't think so, Jelly. I don't think so. That's the decision, see, Susan. Oh, I kind of want to go Roker Park, right? But it takes me 20 minutes to go there and 20 minutes to get back, which in essence gives me just under an hour there. So I was kind of like, is it worth it? Should I just stay around the doors? And then also because obviously New Wales and you know how issues I've had before, if I stay around the doors, then obviously, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't really know. My hair looks clean. It doesn't feel like she washed it this morning, but this bit here just feels a bit greasy. But I don't know. Lex, where you been? No, you're having. John's just having a few technical difficulties. He's just gone to get sorted. Oh, speaking of, he's back. Hello.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And nothing to be sorry for. You're
Wait,
not in control of it.
no. There you go. So I'll just keep off the camera, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
might be better
Is
if
that
it's
okay?
not coping. Yeah, yeah. If your speed isn't coping, then maybe better rather than it knocking you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Lex is in and she's saying, "Poor Jordan, we have to ban internets in Wales."
yeah.
But then you wouldn't get on here at all, would you? So yeah. All
True.
right. So where's we
We can
last week?
tether. So we just rebanned something.
We were. I think I was discussing through the categories for things people say. So it was the issues around saying where do you put all references made about your weight and stuff, or your metabolism, saying, "Oh, I wish I had that sort of metabolism." You wish people wouldn't say things like that to you. It's obviously has an effect on you. So I agree with that. And I've in both senses. Um, and then we talked about people who assume because you're gay that you know every single gay person in the world, or because you live in Wales, you know every person in Wales, when really you only know Lex, you know what I mean, and that kind of thing. Yeah, I was also trying to read my own writing. That's right, Paula, because I'm terrible for scribbling. Um, and then people who ask specifically how work is going, even though it's like the same job and they know what you do and
They don't care.
they don't care. Yeah. Yeah. Like I says, but gays do all know each other.
Oh.
So yeah. So okay. So people of the chat, if you want to banish bin from bringing up anyone else's weight related things in any context, and especially when it affects someone else, even if it's something that you think is a positive thing, it might not be. I think people should just not bring up any body related things at all that has any link to that whatsoever. In my point of view, do you know what I mean? Um, then put issues. I'm just going to put issues for that. Then people who assume that because of association, whether that be where you live or where you work, who your sexual preference, whatever it is, that people assume that you know everyone in that same category. Put assume, or if people who say housework or those kind of things when they're just doing it because and they're not really interested in, or what is worse than for me is that is if there's some drama being happening, and what they really want is to ask you about the drama, but what they
Mm.
do is they try to like get in by sort of like going about it by saying, "Oh, how's work going?" Blah blah blah, and then they try and sort of hope that either you'll mention the drama or they'll say enough that they can mention the drama. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all they really want to know, kind of thing. Um, so then just put work. We'll do it that way.
Hmm.
So issues, um, assume, assume, or work. We'll do it like that. That was long-winded, wasn't it?
With some technical issues.
Yeah, I think issues is winning by the looks of it. Paula says, I thought they all went to the same training school where they learned how to be gay. Yeah, that was, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, issues is the one for sure. So yes,
Cool.
brilliant. I'll just put a circle around that. Okay, next category is food and drink, and you reckoned no one is everyone's gonna have what did you say?
Yeah,
Um,
I think people are going to struggle with this one because I think all three should be in the bin, like 100%,
right.
all three.
Okay.
The third one maybe a little bit less because there are some people who actually like it and it's just rank. But all
Right.
three of these are rank. So my first one is, well, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory first as
Go
to
on.
why the reason. So when me and my partner used to live in London, we used to go to, well, we went twice. Went to this restaurant called Duck and Waffle. It's no longer there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They basically serve you a waffle with duck breast or duck leg on top, with then a duck, like a fried duck egg on top.
Mm-hmm.
And one of their sides, which is the thing which I want to put in the bin, um, was on the menu. We didn't order it, but they brought it over to us,
Mm-hmm.
and I just didn't know where to look because they were disgusting, and that was duck tongues, fried duck tongues,
Oh,
and it was
fried duck
just
tongue.
it just put me off my whole like food, like before I even had my food, because this was like a starter, and we didn't even ask for them, and they just brought them over.
Right.
But yeah, does anybody like duck tongues?
And Kath said, we've got a friend in London called Joanne. Do you know her, Jordan? Hmm.
No, I don't. Sorry.
All right. So what's your next choice?
So I didn't even know this was a thing until I watched an episode of Apprentice one year. It was a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and there was jellied eels.
All right.
Like, why would you want an eel in the first place? And then why do you even want to put like jelly with it? Like, I don't even know what sort of jelly this even is, but like the thought of it just makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
I know it's like I know like a lot of like older people like it, and I think it's like an East End kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried them?
No. No.
Would you try them?
No. I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? And the jelly is enough to make me want to
Yeah,
try.
exactly.
Yeah. It's the same kind of jelly that goes around pork pie. It's like minging.
Oh, I don't even like that. I take that off my pork pie. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't go for that. All right. And your last choice?
My last choice. My dad used to eat these. He probably still does. But I just remember just watching him eat them when I was younger. And it was just disgusting. And that's lamb's heart.
Lamb's heart.
Yeah, it just goes through me. Like, why would you want to eat a heart? Like, it's probably tasty, but like, nah. I just knowing what it is, I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I wouldn't eat it.
yeah,
I may like it. Like, my dad likes it. Like, obviously, other people like it. Like, but I can't see myself eating it.
right. Okay. Okay, I've never heard of duck tongue being served as a side dish at all.
Fried,
Um,
fried duck tongue.
Fried duck tongue. I've never heard of that as a side dish, and I've never tried any of the things that you suggested, and never want to either. Um, but I agree with Susan on one thing that she said earlier on, which was um, if you're gonna eat duck, then you might as well use all of it. You know what I mean? Like I get that part of it. You know,
Yeah,
like and I suppose that's the same with the lamb's hearts or whatever. If you're gonna
it's
eat
true.
that, then
True.
eat all of it. You might as well use it up, type of thing, properly. Um, but through choice, no, I would never ever order duck tongue. Like definitely not. Jellied eels, as I said, they're in the same kind of horrible jelly that you get on pork pie, and I cannot. Makes me want to like. I can't even touch it. Like the thought, like the watching that just makes me wanna like be sick. It's horrible stuff.
They like serve it
Um,
from like burger vans and stuff, don't they? It's just
yeah,
like it's like street food, isn't it?
it's just weird, isn't it? And I mean, I've never tried eels. I assume it's just kind of like fishy, snaky, salty
Yeah.
ishness. That's what I assume, and it doesn't appeal to me. And the fact that it has that whole jelly thing around it, then I can't go there.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't even attempt to try it.
yeah. Same with the lamb's hearts. It's not something I'd attempt to try. Um, but I do wonder if someone put it down in front of me and I tasted it and I didn't know what it was. Now, with the jellied eels, I couldn't put that in my mouth because of the jelly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So the look of it puts us off. But if someone cooked up some lamb hearts and served it with some mash and veg or whatever, and just tell me to try it, I probably would try it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably like it if you know what I mean. I like liver and kidney and whatnot, so I probably would. And probably the same with the duck's tongue. If someone fried them and I didn't know what they were and told me to try it, then again, I possibly would like it. It's just the thought of it. I would never order it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. But that restaurant's gone bust now, I think, anyway, because
All right.
we went back there like last week,
Yeah.
not to go to the restaurant, but the restaurant on the street it was on, it wasn't there anymore. So I think it's like gone bust. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So there's no more duck tongues.
Yeah. So I'm not going to see if any of them. So I'm going to let let the chat decide.
Hmm.
So if you want to banish duck tongues, I mean, don't know how they're gonna speak like beforehand, but we'll call it just the fried after one version, maybe I don't know. Then type duck. If you want to banish jellied eels, type eels. If you want to banish lamb's hearts, type lamb. So duck, eels, or lamb. Ducks, eels, or lambs. One of them. And we'll see.
Who?
And see quite a few eels. Yeah, definitely the eels in it.
Yeah.
Couple of ducks, but 90% of eels.
There's no lamb.
No, nobody's gone lamb. Too disgusted by the eels. That's what it is.
The first time I saw it, and I think the only time I've seen it, it was on The Apprentice, because I think like Lord
Yeah,
Sugar loves them, because obviously like
yeah,
he was growing up in that
yeah,
era where 'cause I think it's quite cheap.
yeah. I suppose if you were brought up with them and it's something that you've always had, then
Mm.
you know what I mean. Night, Julie.
Night.
Julie is with it. Julie is doing this next week.
Oh,
So
cool.
you let us see it a bit later. Hopefully. Um. All right. So hands down, it's the Jellied Eels is gone. We shall just give it to that.
Good.
All right. Next category is fashion and accessories.
Okay, so these are the ones I didn't write down, but I've got them on my phone, so I'm just going to check my phone. Okay, so the first one, it's not really like fashion and accessories as in like items of clothing, but it's like a trend. Um,
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen anybody doing like quite a few years. But it's when people used to like slit their like eyebrows, like shave a little bit off.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Like it just looks so stupid. Like I don't know, like why do you even do it?
Yeah. Shave off end of your
But it's not.
eyebrow.
Yeah, it's like they like put lines through it and stuff.
I've seen a few, but I've seen the odd one with like the lines like nowadays. But I remember my brother doing it when he was like 17. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Back in the, I think it was like the early 90s,
Mm.
you know?
It's
But
just I just think it looks silly. Like
yeah. Okay. And then the next one for fashion
next
and fashion.
next one is when people tuck their trousers into their socks. It just looks awful.
Yeah.
Like why? I just don't
But
understand it.
it's the chav look in it.
Yeah. It's just like stupid. I wouldn't leave the house like that ever.
Yeah. Trousers into their socks.
Yeah. And then the third one
Mhm.
is when people like wear dressing gowns or pajamas outside, like whether they're into the school run or like nip into the shop like around the corner. It's just like
Yeah.
just get changed. Like especially I think I've noticed it more like the when people are working from home, like and they just need to like
Yeah.
nip out or whatever, and they just go out in their pajamas. Like that's not what they're for. They're for inside.
Um right. As I said, my brother did that whole shave your eyebrow thing. Someone in
Mhm.
the chat was saying it's because it makes them look hard, like like the girth car.
Okay. Okay.
um, but yeah, not a look, is it? Not really. Um, and my brother just looked like an idiot. And I think another time he cut like the end of his eyebrow off, like shaved the end off, which
Okay.
was just another idiot look that he had. Um, they took in the trousers into their um socks. I think that was kind of like I think John mentioned it, like to save the bicycle clips to stop them,
Oh,
when
okay.
they're on a bike. However, I think it became a trend, like as in for
Yeah.
Travis to do it, and it just looked awful. I totally agree. These get pulled up Adidas socks with these get thick tracky bottoms tucked into them, so the bottom of their leg looked like huge, and it just wasn't a good look. Like, and then usually they always was walking around with a hand in their pants and all because that was
Oh
just
my
another
gosh.
look
Yeah.
that
No.
they had.
That's
It's just wrong.
yeah.
Um, John saying PG is an Aldi with slippers, and then Stevenson I stood in a queue behind someone in towel and flip flops. Um, Elaine says wearing PJs and slippers plus curlers in the hair to go out used to be a big thing in Liverpool. Um, yeah, it was. Oh yeah, and the sliders parlor to complete the look, with the shave in their eyebrow and their socks tucked in, and the hand in the pants and the sliders. There you go. So, um,
Dear.
and yeah, so the dressing gown and socks and stuff outside. Like, I totally get it if you see like you're in your house and someone knocks, or you just nip into your garden a second to put the washing out or whatever. If you've got your pajamas on, you're in your garden, you're in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
it's fine.
that's fine.
Like, but yeah, to go to the supermarket or go to pick the kids up or whatever, you know, get changed. Unless you're getting in your car and then you're not getting out of your car, you know what I mean? You're dropping someone off. Like,
Yeah, that's not so bad.
that's
But
not so bad. But if you're getting out of cars and things, then yeah, you need to get some clothes on because it's just ridiculous. Because it literally looks like you just rolled out your bed and you can't be asked to be wherever you have to be.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So totally mental. Um, yeah. So I'm not shaving any of them. No, I'm not shaving any of them anyway. I'm not saving any of them. I read shave wasn't the first word I wrote, and it just buggered me up. Um. So yeah, if you want to banish the sort of shaving off part of your eyebrow, then type shave. If you want to banish people tucking their trousers into their socks, type sock. And if you want to banish pajamas outside, well, the whole pajama, dressing gown, slippers type of thing outside, then type PJ. So PJ, shave, or socks. One of them. Yeah, I know, Joe. Not bad until the car breaks down. Yeah, and then you're in there in your pajamas.
Yeah, and especially if it's on like the motorway, you have to get out of the car.
Cherry says, "I wear my pajamas driving about, and I'm proud of it."
Yeah, driving in pajamas isn't so bad. Like I'd be embarrassed. I'd be mortified if anybody saw me in my pajamas, like or my dressing gown out in public. Like I'd be mortified.
I think, like, if it was me, I'd do it in my car. Like, I'd shove my coat over the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That kind of thing. Especially if I was just going to pick someone up or drop someone off somewhere. You know what I mean?
mm.
That kind of thing. Um, right. So let's have a look.
PJ, but not Duncan.
Yeah. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for that. And then, where is it? 1 for the shavy eyebrow. So it's 5 all to PJs and tucking your socks in. So, which I'm going to put it back to you. Which do you want to banish?
To
The
me.
PJs, yeah.
So what was left? The eyebrows or the
Eyebrows, because eyebrows and
okay?
the eyebrows only had two things, 2 votes. So it's either, but PJs and socks had 5
Okay.
each. So
Okay. So I would want to banish the socks.
you're doing the tucking the
Yeah,
socks in, right?
because there
So
is no reason for doing it.
yeah, there's no reason to be a chav.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, okay. So moving on to the next category, it is films.
Okay. So my first two choices are very similar, but it's just a different film or different franchise. So the
Okay.
first one is Paranormal Activity franchise. Like once
So
you've seen the first one, you've seen them all. They're all exactly the same. Like
Paranormal Activity.
yeah, like I think I've seen all of them,
Yeah.
but they all just merge into one because they're all the same thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Have you seen them?
I kind of seen bits, I think, but it's not my kind of film because it's like jump scary in it. So no. No,
Yeah, like
so
it's
it's
literally just watching a CCTV and waiting for something to
yeah,
jump
and
out,
then
and
something moves. So like a
yeah,
chair looks like it's moving, and there's no one there when
yeah,
really.
and I think there's three films, I think, and like all three films are literally exactly the same.
And isn't this the one of them where a baby gets dragged out of bed and pulled along the floor or something? I don't know.
I think so, yeah, and a
Yeah,
woman, yeah.
not my thing. Like to be fair. All right, and your second choice,
So second is more or less the same, but it's a Scream franchise. Like again,
Scream.
once you've seen the first Scream, you've seen them all. I haven't seen the newest one because of that reason. Like I watched them all like when they all came out, like back in whenever it was. Like
Yeah,
how many times can you remake the same thing? Same person wearing the same thing, killing people with the same knife. Like
yeah,
it's a bit repetitive and boring.
yeah. Right.
And
Your
then the
last choice.
third choice is um, at the time I can understand, but like watching it now, it's just not so good. Is Jaws. Like at the time, it was really good. Like it probably really did look kind of realistic then. Like it was good because there's no CGI and all this kind of stuff. But like watching it back now, it's
Yeah.
it looks so fake and like not really scary. And not to mention that the music just gives me anxiety. Like
The music is a great piece of
yeah, yeah,
music, really, for
but
what it is. So
it just gives me anxiety every time. Like, do you know if you just hear it, like it's just
yeah,
something getting closer and closer. Do you know what I mean? It just gives
yeah.
me anxiety. But yeah,
Okay. Um. All right. Let's have a look. Let's have a think. So paranormal activity is not my kind of thing. I do not like sort of being jump scared. Um. It. It just. Yeah. It's just crap. Really. It's just using like the fact that the sort of shock scare tactics to try and make a
mhm,
film, which is ridiculous. Um. The Scream series. Again, I do not watch horrors, so this is not my kind of thing whatsoever. And as you said, with anything, they tend to have like what's the word? Like it's just the same kind of thing, isn't it? Like
yeah.
just kind of
There's always some like
repetitive and
there's always some sort of like blonde bimbo like
yeah, it gets killed first or whatever
yeah
because it can't run, and she's like, oh,
yeah
whatever. And then like, and then and then there's the hero. You know what I mean? Oh, there's the like nerd who turns into a hero kind of thing, and it just can't be bothered. But
yeah.
again, it's got jump scares, and yeah, not for me. Um, Moving on to Jaws. I have to admit that when I first saw Jaws, and although obviously there's this you know scariness in it, supposedly. And I get what you're saying in comparison nowadays to the level that what they can do in technology now with CGI and all that. It's amazing, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? How but for what it was back in the day, um it yeah, for what it was back in the day, it was
For what they had, like 'cause obviously they
yeah,
didn't have
yeah,
CGI.
it was amazing for what it was. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
And it's sort of kind of iconic in that sense. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
You know what I mean? So I was tempted to keep it like because of that meaning to it. But the film itself for me isn't a film that I'm not bothered by. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I get what it was for at the time, but like it just wasn't. You know, um, it isn't something that I would class as a film that I love. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm,
So probably not gonna save it. I think. Hi, Tom and Bell. Anyway, so I'll let the chat decide.
Okay.
So paranormal activity. If you want to banish paranormal activity, type paranormal, or just type normal. It'll be easier. So if you want to banish paranormal activity, type normal. If you want to banish scream, type scream. And if you want to banish jars, type jars. And we shall let the chat decide. Paranormal. Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Hmm.
Yeah. Paranormal. Couple for Scream, but mostly paranormal. So there you go.
Cool.
Okay, now last subject. So the last subject is random mix, which basically means you can pick whatever you want,
Hmm.
whatever you want, whatever you like. That's a advert for furniture, isn't it, or something? Whatever you want,
It's
whatever
it's,
you
it's
need.
definitely on an advert, but I'm not sure what one.
Yeah, I think it's whatever you want, whatever you need, like DFS or some crap like that. Anyway,
Okay, so my first one
hmm
is anything with a USB.
so anything
Because
with a USB.
yeah, because no matter how many times you turn it around, it does not go in wherever you want to put it in. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like like you put it in, like there's one way to put it in, but like you turn it around because it doesn't fit the first way, but then it doesn't fit that way. So then you turn it around again, and it actually fits that time when that was the way you put it
yeah,
in the first place.
yeah.
Like
I have had that happen once or twice. I have to admit,
it's just so annoying. Like just
but
make
it's
it fit either
probably
way.
yeah, right. So the your second choice.
My second choice is um people on public transport and they're on the telephone. Um, and you just know everything about their whole life, and they just talk about everything. I just find it
Yeah,
rude. Like I know you're in public, but like the whole like carriage on a train or the whole bus doesn't need to know everything. Like just wait until you see them or get off the bus. Like it's just annoying.
right. And
Um,
then
the
your last
third,
choice.
yeah, my third one then is branded medicines and tablets. For example, Lemsip, Nurofen, Panadol. They're
Yeah,
exactly the same thing as the cheaper
because of the
versions,
brand
like
name. Yeah,
from yeah, like the exactly same thing as the Asda version, Tesco version, wherever, exactly the same. My partner's a pharmacist, and he even told me like there's exactly the same ingredients in there. You're just paying for the name, and if you look on any packet of any like medicine or tablets, there's a code and it begins with PL, and
yeah.
that PL number tells you like basically tells you the ingredients what's in it, and you pick up like a Lemsip and then a like Tesco's version of Lemsip, they'll both have that exact
Same
code
PL
on the back.
number. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's the same thing, but you're just paying for the brand, and I just think it's just morally wrong. Like
yeah.
it's just wrong.
Okay, right. I'm gonna go through this then. Okay, so the USB thing. Um, I have had that happening to me where I've gone to plug it in and it's been the wrong way, and then it wouldn't go in, and then I've turned it over and it still wouldn't go in, and then turned it back and it's gone in, right? But I do think that's more down to my own concentration, like than actually the USB's fault. Like usually because I'm not paying attention and I'm
Mm,
just trying to like shove it in anyway. I do the same
yeah,
with the charger for the laptop. I'm like, fine, sort of like
yeah. You're not looking
yeah, I'm
when you're
not
doing
looking, I'm
it.
not paying attention, and I think that's more what it is, because the USBs have been are amazing in the sense of Like, obviously, I have this camera which is USB, and my speaker's got the USB which is plugged into this, and obviously I charge my phone on here which is USB.
But they
So
can use
yeah,
alternative leads like HDMI. That's a much easier lead to put in.
I don't necessarily think it is, because if you bend one of them pins, you buggered. Where
There's,
the USB has like that flat panely bit inside, so it's not
there's
as
there's no
easy.
there's no pins on a HDMI, is there?
I'm sure there's pins in the HDMI. I might be wrong. I'm sure there is, but I could be wrong. But they're just a lot bigger and chunkier, and they're like take more space. Whereas like
I
the
think you
USB
may be
can,
confusing the ones where you have the screw on either side, aren't you?
uh,
I don't know what they're called, but
I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Maybe I am. I don't know. But USBs are just so easy, and then for so many things, whether it be a light for your laptop or any of these things that I'm using, like with the camera and the mic and all that, or like charging my phone and stuff. So it's good for all those kinds of things.
Mm.
Um, VGA, what does that mean? VGA, don't know. Moving on to the next thing. So people on public transport, sharing the whole life story. Um, sometimes, sometimes it's a distraction for me. Like I get what you're saying, though. Sometimes it's annoying, especially if like what really I can't stand is like and then they're going, yeah, and I said she was a bitch, and then she said I was a bitch, but really it was like Margaret down the road, and I just want to like go, you know what I mean? And they're like so loud, like when
Mm.
they're really loud. Like you can have a conversation that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be loud. Um, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to say because it is really annoying at times, but sometimes I can, you know, kind of like listen. And as for the branded medications, I totally agree.
Hmm.
I've always kind of known that, and bought the
But not
cheaper.
everyone, not everyone's aware of it, and like
Well,
they
not
they
everyone's, and they think
literally.
because they paid for the name that they're getting
Hmm.
something better quality when that isn't the
Yep.
truth. Um, it's not like, if you're buying a bag from, is it
Mm.
Hermes or what it's called? Compared if you're buying a bag from Marks and Spencers, or then compared to buying a bag from Primark. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same thing. This is an actual difference. There's no actual difference in the ingredients that are in there. Like as you said, you're just paying for the brand name, sort of like Panadol or
Yeah.
Beetham's or whichever brand name it is. So yeah. Um so totally agree, not gonna say of that because it's ridiculous, because the price difference is mental.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like like triple, like quadruple the price sometimes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So people of the chat, if you want to banish USBs, type USB. If you want to banish people who speak loud on the phone, sharing their whole life story on public transport when they're in a confined space, type loud. We'll put. And if you want to banish brand medicines, type brand. So USB, loud, or brand. Uh, Chrissy said, and we have learned from this, his partner who isn't usually bothered with, and we have learnt this from his partner who isn't usually bothered with prices.
Yeah, but like it's his job, isn't it? He's interested in it. Like
Yeah,
brand, including the Russell.
including Russell. Yeah. I'm gonna have to give it a count, I think. Let's have a look. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're 6 all at the minute, so unless anyone's gonna give another answer, I'll just recheck that. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there any other vote after Stephen? And if not, I'm going to revert back to you.
It's definitely the meds. It's brand.
Yeah, so they're on 5 all for loud, 5 for loud, 5 for brand. So back to you then, Jordan. What I'm guessing
Yeah,
you give it to
definitely.
brand.
Yeah, definitely the medicines and tablets. Yeah,
Yeah.
overpriced.
Oh, and as I've said, that both Lex and Keith have come in with brand as well, so
Cool.
that would have took it over. So yeah. Yes. Ban the branded medicines. Yeah, because the way they make far too much money, absolutely mental money. So yeah, and Lauren as well. She came in as well there. So that's it. You have come to the end.
Cool.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, it was very much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, really good. I was
I
very
think it.
nervous at the beginning, but yeah,
Yeah, I think it.
like
I
like you
think
said, as you go on,
you
like
go
you
along,
get
you
you
learn
get
to chill out a
confident.
bit more. Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Thank you to everyone in the chat and obviously to Jordan. If anyone is in the chat and they weren't here earlier, Jordan's has a channel of his own, and he is just getting into reselling art and stuff like that
Hmm.
and other things. So please go and subscribe to Jordan. His channel link is below. He's just gone over 200. We got you over the 200 mark. So as many as you of
Woohoo!
you who aren't subscribed who can go and subscribe, that would be great. Um, and Lex says,
Yes,
"Well done,
please.
lovely boy."
Thanks. Woohoo!
Yeah. So as I said, thank you again so much to Jordan for taking part, and thank you to everyone in the side chat for contributing. And uh, Banish will be back next week with the lovely Jilly, um, who will be doing it, and then just before that, we'll be doing the mental health chat on Heather's channel at 7:30. I'll be back with my diet video on Sunday. However, because I'm going out tomorrow, I may vlog it. I think because freedom after 6 weeks, I might have
Yeah.
to vlog that. So you'll all know where I went because I'll put that out hopefully tomorrow. I think. Other than that, we shall see you all later. Thank you very much for being here again. And don't forget to subscribe to Jordan.
Yes. Right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.